This is Bingo, and he is going to make me very large sums of money. Basically, this handsome man, dog, IDK bro, anyways, he appears at the beginning of every real-life month and gives you a completely new profile in Skyblock that you can do challenges in to unlock bingo points, which are used to buy things worth, a lot of money. Now, a normal person would just grind out bingo tasks and try to unlock said items. Heck, a normal person probably wouldn't be playing Skyblock in the first place. But since I'm not normal, I decided to farm sugarcane for the entire event. Now, this is because of one thing, the librarian NPC. He's pretty normal at first, but once you talk to him, he has a chance to appear as a visitor on your garden. And he has an even smaller chance to drop an enchanted book called Dedication 4 that's also worth quite a lot of money. Funny side note, he also tells you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, so you should do that. Like right now, and also like the video. So this was the plan. Level my Skyblock profile to level 5, get the garden to level 5 to unlock the librarian, and then watch the Colin and Samir podcast for a whole 17.5 hours. Now the easiest way to get Skyblock level 5 is mostly to unlock random collections throughout the hub and the surrounding islands. So obviously I started off with farming because this is what I was going to be focusing on most of the event. I then unlocked foraging and talked to the lumberjack who gave me some free stuff, so I was able to unlock all of the foraging collection as well. I then also did some combat. Just kidding, the only weapon I currently had was a pickaxe, which isn't exactly a weapon, but it does help me with mining, so I did that instead. Apparently, I also have all the travel scrolls unlocked in the bingo profile, which is really helpful. By the end of all this collection grinding, I reached Skyblock level 5 and was able to warp to the garden. As soon as I got there, I completed the little quest, unlocked a plot, planted 2 rows of wheat because I didn't have any inventory space, and got to leveling my garden to level 5. The only reason I had to do this was because the librarian wouldn't visit me unless I was that level or higher. Sort of like how those people don't let the people with 1000 power into the elevator in Rise of Kingdoms ads. Meanwhile, I was still getting legendary visitors like Jerry appearing, so I don't really know how that works. Anyways, I couldn't just farm wheat to get to garden level 5 because most garden experience was obtained through crop milestones. So I warped back to the barn, got some carrots and potatoes, and planted those too to unlock those milestones as well. And after only a few hours, my first librarian appeared, and he wasn't very good. He tried to sell me turbo mushrooms, so we declined him, because he's not cool. And after declining his offer, I looked up garden visitors, and it turns out the librarian always asked for sugarcane related items. I also found out that the visitor system would glitch if the librarian was the only NPC that visited your island. So I had to talk to 4 other NPCs in order for us to get the librarian almost every time. Anyways, because the librarian always asked for cane, this meant I would have to build a sugarcane farm as well. Or just a sugarcane farm, because there's no point in farming any other crops. Which was going to be a bit difficult because I didn't have any sugarcane. Luckily, I knew that we could find some in the desert, so I spent 20 minutes collecting enough sugarcane to plant the whole plot, and then I was finally able to start the real grind. And I got lots and lots and lots of librarians. But the dedication book only has a 0.5% chance to be offered by the librarian, or 1 out of 200 librarians, roughly. So, despite grinding for multiple hours, this was not enough. Even if I had completely fair chances at this book, I would have to farm sugarcane for literally 26 hours, and I only have 7 days. So we had to hope and pray. I also may have hurt my chances for a dedication book by talking to another NPC in the hub to get a farming EXP boost, which might have been a bit of a mistake, but it's probably fine because he only visited me twice. Luckily though, even if I fail to get a dedication book, I'll probably still have a lot of money from the sugarcane I farmed, which increased even more because of the farming fortune on my armor. Anyways, after quite a few hours of podcasts and farming sugarcane, I finally traded with the librarian enough times to get myself a hoe from the Skymart shop, which would give me even more farming fortune and allow me to make money even if I didn't get the book. So I farmed and leveled my garden a few times, I guess, but after all this time, we were closing down on the final days of the event, and I still hadn't dropped a book. But this was worsened by the fact that I wasn't able to play for 2 days, which left me with only 7 hours left in the event on a Saturday night. And it's Saturday night, so what did you think I did? It was literally the perfect time for my last push. So I whipped out the podcast and just kept grinding. I kept walking through those sugarcane fields like a madman and saying no to this annoying bozo called Rusty who likes to visit my garden way too much. But even after all of that and hundreds of visits from the librarians, whole ender chest pages full of enchanted books and Turbo Wheat 1, not one of them was dedication 4, and since the event was almost over, I decided it was probably time to give up. I had spent more than 20 hours in 1 week on this grind, and all of of it was essentially wasted. I barely made 5 million coins off the event after transferring all of my items, and wasn't even able to drop one of the more common rare books such as Replenish or Delicate. So in the end, was it worth it? Not even close. If you're super lucky and you want to try it, should you? Yeah, it was fun for about 30 seconds. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. It's going to be pretty intense, so you should definitely subscribe, and I'll see you then.